Well, guys, the season finale of Hawkeye was definitely big, eventful, and had a lot of things going for it. Now, of course, one of the big takeaways is a big spoilery moment, hence why the title of this video is going to be kind of vague as to who I'm talking about, but I think most of you know. So let's talk about the final episode and the death of Wilson Fisk, aka the Kingpin. And on the note of the title of this video will probably have changed within 2 to 3 days after it goes up, so in case you're wondering what I'm talking about, the title not being spoilery, if you're hearing this 3 days after, it probably is spoilery. So as most of you know by now, the ending of Hawkeye sees a pretty interesting development in the story of the Kingpin, where we see Vincent D'Onofrio's Kingpin come face to face with Echo, aka Maya, and she ends up killing him, or maybe she doesn't. We don't really know. Again, it's very vague because the camera cuts away and we hear the sound of the gun going off, but again, that's really it. We don't know what could have happened. Could he have charged at her and the gun goes off? Sure. Could she have shot him? Sure. Chances are they're gonna play this up like the comics, where she does actually pull it, but again, there's still a lot to, look forward to, I guess, in regards to the resolution of this and what happens in the upcoming Echo series. But the fact that they could possibly kill off the Kingpin is, making a lot of people angry. Now, I should note that this was actually done in the comics, like almost this exact scene. Instead, what she does is she makes him feel the pain of Matt Murdock not having sight by actually, taking his eyes out. And he returns without his eyes. Now eventually, because comic books, he gets his eyesight back, but this is something that did happen genuinely in the comics, so maybe they're just following that, and this sort of makes sense in that type of a scenario, if you will. Now, could Wilson Fisk be legitimately, dead? Could he possibly just be gone and we're never going to see him again? Sure, that's a possibility, but that sort of seems pointless now that Daredevil is coming back, right? He's going to be in multiple upcoming projects, as Kevin Feige has stated. What's the point of getting rid of Kingpin? It just doesn't make sense to me. I think the likely scenario is that his return will be a major thing in the upcoming Echo series and whatever happens with the reboot of Daredevil, and they sort of keep him as a mystery again. Like, hey, he's dead, but is he really? And again, there's a major rule we gotta go over here that's from film and TV. If you don't see the body, they're not dead. Again, that's a major factor here. It's the foreshadowing thing. For example, this episode did exactly that with the arrows. When Kate and Clint are building the arrows and putting together the tech, they make sure you see that one of them is the Pym arrow, and they literally place it right in front of the camera, and the Pym part is facing the camera, telling you, foreshadowing to us, they're gonna use this pretty soon. It's sort of like the loaded gun in the drawer scenario, right? That's the most common known one. If you see a character in Act 1 somehow, do something and then take a gun or open the drawer and shows a gun in there and then closes it, you know that's going to pay off at the end of Act 2 or Act 3. That's the setup. That's what they did here with Wilson Fisk. It's the setup. Now again, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they did kill him off. But in my opinion, that would be the absolute worst, dumbest mistake you could possibly make. And what would be the point of it? I just don't see it. Again, I guess we just gotta wait and see, but something tells me this isn't the death of Wilson Fisk. This is just the beginning of the new and improved Wilson Fisk, the Kingpin of crime.